listeners.
Book babes and book bros.
Welcome to Book Babble. I'm Rachel,
And I'm Tonya, and we're the Witlet Women, your hosts for the day.
and today we have Larissa here in our hot seat for the rapid fire AMA. Would you like to do a quick intro for yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Larissa. I am an indie romance author. Tend to write dark emotional romance, um, quite literally the opposite of a rom-com. um, but yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, we're so happy you're on. I first was introduced to Larissa from Without the Moon. That's one of my favorite books that she's written. So we will be talking about that quite a bit. Um, so Larissa, are you ready to babble?
I am the readiest.
All right, I'll put 5 minutes on the clock and we'll get started.
All right. So what inspired you to write your stories?
Well, originally it was my interest in ASL that started it. I started learning ASL during the pandemic, and through that, and reading, realized how much it's not really represented in books. I mean, it is, but just sparingly. Um, and so it just started kind of cooking my ideas. I was contemplating and all these ideas of going back to school for interpreting, just one of those big what am I doing with my life moments? Um, and in doing that, I started writing in her hands, and literally it's the quickest draft I've ever written. I finished the first draft of In Her Hands within a month. And yeah, just haven't turned back since. I used to be an actor. And I think there's something from the acting background and creating characters that once I started writing, I was like, oh, this, you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was only a month. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was insane. That's never happened again. It's crazy. Insane.
Um, so okay, so switching from In Our Hands to Without the Moon, one of the most popular questions that we've been asked to pick your brain about is who is Ellis's love interest?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's so sneaky. It's so sneaky in Act One. It'll be one of those things that all of you guys are you afterward, because Ellis's love interest is in Act One. Um, Ellis's love interest is in Act One. And so his love interest is going to be a new character in the book that hasn't been introduced yet.
But he's in Act One?
Yes. The character himself is in Act One. So it's sneaky. It's not really anything other than the fact that this is a world we're building. So this person, Ellis's love interest, because Act One deals so heavily with the past and what Link and Paige have been through. There's not a whole lot of new in the sense of the three of their relationship, how that exists in present day in Act One, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So in Act Two, when we're settling more into these three characters in present day, how things have manifested, what's happened throughout the years, all that kind of stuff, things will happen. But
Okay,
yes, he
so
is
I have the
100%
book.
in Act One. And I think afterward, everybody's going to be
I have the book right here, and I'm going to reread it literally after this. Just so I can
I
figure it
know.
out.
I got so many. I did a weird hint online not that long ago about it. And people were flooding my inbox being where? Yeah.
Go through with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah. Yep.
So, kind of building on that then, do you have any secrets about your books or your writing journey? Because obviously you've got some secrets in the plot.
I guess there are pretty much Easter eggs in every single one of my books. Um, I lived in Chicago, which is where In Our Hands and Finding More take place. I also lived in LA, which is where Without the Moon takes place. And actually, Paige's apartment building is very much, it's 100% based off of my friend's apartment building in LA that I used to walk to every morning, and we'd have coffee and stuff like that. So there's always little nuggets of truth, like little nuggets of real life and in my books. Um, and LA, it tends to really, really manifest itself in the setting because I had very strong opinions of pretty much everywhere I lived. So Chicago, I loved. LA, I loved, but like you can see the opinion of like the traffic and like the parking and the things like it's a very real thing. So yeah, there's like little nuggets in everything.
Yeah, one of my favorite nuggets is your Buffy the Vampire Slayer references. So I want to know who is your favorite Buffy protagonist and antagonist?
Oh, I mean, Buffy's
Oh,
Buffy bless. So like Buffy for sure. And antagonist, like, am I a romance reader if it's not Spike?
Yes.
I
I
mean,
yes.
am I? Because he's just the most like antagonist. I mean, they got a little weird in the later seasons about conversation for a different day.
still works.
It does.
Totally.
Okay. So we're finished with the AMA session.
Mhm.
This is going to go live on Instagram, but for everyone who wants to continue listening, we will post the full episode on YouTube and Spotify. Um, but back to Buffy, I just have to say yes a million times because Spike and Buffy are like their end game to me, and I love it.
It is, I don't know. I didn't watch Buffy when it was on the CW, WB, I think at the time. I'm showing my age, but I think I didn't watch it through high school. It was like when I got to college and I thought already I was invincible. I was like, oh my gosh, like Buffy, where have you been my whole life? So
Yes.
like it was such a visceral part of like, and college, obviously it's such a like a changing time in your life. It's such an unknown part of your life that like all the angst and everything just like lent itself so nicely to me. Um, and my best friend Tommy, he me and him just like when Buffy got the reboot this year, like it was like national news. Like I had paragraphs upon paragraphs of just exclamation points from him being like, and I knew exactly what it meant. I was like, oh yeah, Buffy's coming back.
Heck yeah, I'm so excited.
I know. And Sarah Michelle Gellar is involved. I am like, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I rewatch Buffy, I'm not even joking, at least one time a year. So
Same.
like
Yeah.
for this to come
Same.
out, thank you. Like
Yes.
Buffy bless.
I know. Buffy bless and Buffy we trust. I swear, like every Thanksgiving, it's like people think it's really funny that it's like my Thanksgiving tradition, but I like do my annual Buffy rewatch right before Thanksgiving.
Honestly, same. It's right around that time for me too, is like late
I don't know what
fall.
that is, but it's there. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like probably like because it's after spooky season and I can get through like all of the hocus pocus and then like and then it's Buffy time.
Exactly, yes. And also like I don't think I've ever actually talked to anybody about the Anya arc and what happens to her at the end. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
I'm just so happy they're like, I'm just so happy it's like gonna get another shot at some with all these remakes coming out. I'm like, it's about time. Buffy is like
Yes.
she is all. That's what Grant. This is why we ask Buffy for favors.
So, oh, speaking of Grams, is are there like real life inspiration like people in your life? I can't talk.
No, you're totally
Is it
fine.
from like real life inspiration that you're pulling from for her?
Yeah. It's not specifically, I was super close with my grandma on my dad's side, my grandma Colangelo, and she had a lot of Graham's personalities, like a lot of pieces of her personality. She wasn't quite as like free spirited and wackadoodle. That part of the personality, I honestly think is like a little bit me. I joke about it all the time. Like my personality is like somewhere and on any given day, at any given point, it can be like a 12-year-old boy or like an 80-year-old woman. Like that is it. So like I feel like a little bit of Graham has that like goofy old lady part of me in it too. Um, but she's also just like I've had some very, very um amazing like older women that I've just like kind of worked with for a little bit, known for a little bit, and they've just kind of always had that energy, like that Graham energy of like got your back, ride or die. also just hilarious.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
I'm 32 and not 80, and I aspire to be just like Graham is
100%.
at this
Yeah.
point in my life.
I know she has goals. I feel like when I was writing her, I was like manifesting myself as an old woman too.
Like, I mean, I don't even have to be 80. Let me be like Graham right now.
Yeah, for
She's
sure. I mean, to be
amazing.
fair, I kind of am. Like I like crocheting, I like blankets. We're almost there.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
The world that you've built, the characters that you've created are insane. I'm not even exaggerating when I say I think about them every single day.
Aw,
Like
that's
total
amazing.
fangirl.
That makes me feel so good. I mean, truthfully, that's so nice. It's really it's kind of the reason I started writing at all was I didn't know, and it's the same reason I always kind of wonder if I'm capable of writing something fantasy or this like crazy like otherworldly kind of stuff. Because when I first started in our hands, I didn't have this like big grasp on an actual story. I just like had characters in mind. I had like
Mhm.
characters that I wanted to create, and then I was basically like, well, if I make characters that people care about, then like the plot line in first book writing, I was like, if my plot sucks, but everybody cares about them, then like it's fine. Like it's all in the plot. Like everybody will like it anyway because they'll like them, and that'll be great. Um, but it's funny when you're developing characters, you really you do it's almost impossible to not develop an authentic, raw human experience and story when you're really creating the characters. Like it's just such a giant part of what I do when I'm writing. The character development is so heavily it influences the story so much. Like everybody has their own coffee order, but it's funny because that's what takes my writing so long sometimes is I'll get to a scene where I've plotted and then the pantser part of me is like, yeah, I don't think he'd react that way. And then it screws everything up. And I'm like, damn it. Like, what happened? We were almost done.
Well, I will say, even with the difficulties occasionally, your plots and characters work so well hand in hand together, so you're doing something right.
Oh, thank you. No, it's so nice. It is like I'm a reader too. So like hearing people love on my books, like I know that exact feeling because there are books I love hard on, and I just like it feels so good to know that it's like people you created and they can ask you anything about it and but like whatever. It's just like it's so fun. It's just such a fun part of the reading experience that that I hadn't experienced until I became an author.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you officially have like a full-on Instagram group chat dedicated to you and how you make us cry.
I
So,
know, I know. I can't wait to hug everybody individually and apologize. Like I can't wait for the day where I can at least just give everybody a hug, tell everybody I love them.
listen, if you can't make me cry when you're writing, you're doing something wrong. So you're doing something right.
Oh, good, good. Yeah. We're gonna get to the feelings.
Yes. Okay, so we are just about out of time, but I wanted to take a second. I have all three of your books here, so I'm going to give you a quick plug. So this is Without the Moon. It's the first book that introduced me to Larissa, and it's phenomenal. If you haven't read it, what are you doing with your life? Um, and then this is In Our Hands, which is her first book that she wrote, and this is Finding More, which is the follow-up. So, again, what are you doing with your life? Go buy all of them.
Love it.
All right, before we wrap up, any last questions? Anything you wanted to say?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, just thank you guys so much for having me on here. This is so fun. Till the end, act two.
Yeah, so when that comes out, I'll be immediately in your DMs asking for another interview. So,
Perfect. I'm so excited.
all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us and have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.